Well, no, I mean, we've done a really good job of not passing them on, and I think that, but you know, and you know, the Supreme Court's going to rule at some point on tariffs too, and so we're, you know, look, the thing for us is just to remain nimble, but the thing to really remember for us is that, you know, we build more vehicles here than anybody else, and under the regime, that's a plus.
What was your big takeaway from meeting with the president earlier today?
Well, first of all, he loves Ford, which was great, and we knew that, and he really wanted to come here and thank us for our industrial capability and also for building the best-selling vehicle in America. It was a great visit. I think he enjoyed it. Anytime you have the President of the United States come to see you, it's a good thing. And the Rouge, you know, in my lifetime, I think we've hosted 4 presidents, and since I've been in this job, maybe 3, I can't remember, but it doesn't matter. But no, it's a big deal, and our people, I think, really appreciate it.
But what did you tell him the industry needs and Ford in particular needs?
Well, you know, today really wasn't about that, and we do have those discussions, obviously, with the administration. But you know, today was really about showing him what we're doing, showing him the F-150. We showed him some new products that are coming, and letting him thank the workers. So, today wasn't the time for any kind of political asks at all. And I made that clear to our team, you know, when we heard that he was coming, that, you know, we're just going to be a great host. We're going to provide a great day for him. And all those asks will come at a different time.
So what are those asks going to be next?
Well, they change all the time. I mean, we have USMCA ahead of us, and tariffs are still kind of a moving feast, if you will. So we live in a very fluid world, both economically and politically. And I think it's just really important, and I think our team's really done a great job of staying nimble. If you look at how our world has changed just in the last few years, you mentioned electric, Mike. That whole landscape has changed dramatically. You've got the EPA ruling. You have, so we just have to adjust. I think the thing that's often difficult for politicians to understand is that our lead times are longer than political lead times, and so, we can't pivot on a dime. But I think our team has done a really good job of doing just that this past year, and we're going to have to remain nimble going forward.
You've had a lot of trouble, like the rest of the industry,
of course,
planning. I mean, everything seems to be changing regularly with him.
Well, it's not just with him. If you look back I just look back at my career. You've had the presidency change hands, party-wise, very, very frequently, and with each turn of the wheel, there's a new political regime that comes in, and a new trade policy, new emission regulations. And so, we've been dealing with this for quite a while, Paul. In my perfect world, which I'll never live in, we will have stability and certainty of regulations.